Welcome back to episode 21 of Unemployed to Legend, folks. Here at Curzon Ashton, we have the FA Cup returning today for the second round against Crawley Town. But before that, we have a league game coming up against Bradford City, who have interestingly offered me the manager's job just before the game itself. Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legend. As mentioned, Bradford City is our first game in this episode, and as you can see on screen, they offered me the job for the vacant manager's position at Bradford. Interestingly, about 24 hours before we actually play the game. Now, I did have a quick look at Bradford City, their situation, their club. They are 17th in League 2, obviously same division as us. And the Utilita Energy Stadium. I'm sorry, what? Is this the same grounds? Yeah. Oh, so that is Valley Parade. Interesting. So they've just changed the name of it again. But I've had a look at the job advert of the club itself, and their wage bill looks very good, but they're still looking for a manager to guide the team to promotion from League 2. They're in 17th, and nearly half the season is gone, so that's going to be one heck of a challenge. I mean, if you have a look at the league table, yeah, they have 21 points. They're 10 points off the playoffs as it is. And while we're here, we may as well just summarise how it's been going for us recently as well. We're top of the league, 42 points, albeit we've played a game more than Salford, but I'd rather have the position than the actual games because we've got less games to worry about compared to Salford. That's because we had a load of league games and cup games all in November. We've come through it in decent form overall. But this Bradford job interview, I haven't declined it yet, because I just found it so convenient that they've offered me the job. Literally 24 hours before we're due to play them. Twice in a row, actually. We've got to play them in the league and then in the Papa John's Trophy in midweek, which I'm not going to show. We're going to skip that game and go straight to the Crawley game in the FA Cup. But as far as Bradford goes, no, because I think it's too much of a sideways step. They're in the same division as us. At the moment, worse off than us. And also, if we go to my profile, you can see I've got the little wanted symbol right here next to manager. And I'm wanted by clubs such as Barnsley, and Middlesbrough and Nottingham Forest and Swindon. I had to reject a job interview from Swindon as well because they're also in League 2. Kind of holding out for Middlesbrough and Nottingham Forest, or even Barnsley, if I am to move on. Remember, this is not a one club save. It's a save where I can move around, preferably moving up the divisions if I was to leave Curzon Ashton. But for now, it's all about getting to 50 points with Curzon, but also doing as well as we can. If we get another promotion on the board, I'm going to be very, very happy. But we're going to put all speculation of my position as manager aside for a moment so we can focus on the league game against Bradford. This is going to be interesting to see how my players respond to Bradford offering me an actual job interview for them. So this is going to be the 11 we're going to send out. Vuskovic in goal, Horton, Cracknell, Godsmart, Ford and Coyle at the back. Little and Smith in midfield. In fact, where is Dugmore? Dugmore, you know what? He should actually be in there instead. Oh, they got a nice little partnership now, Little and Dugmore. Lovely. Butler Oyedeji on the left wing, Iqbal in attacking midfield with Wilson on the right hand side, who's finally playing as a winger, much to the delight of the Aldershot manager, who Wilson is on loan from, and Spazov is up front because Omoteng is tired. Now, interesting situation in central defence. In fact, Gosmont Ford can go over here. Cracknell is actually playing as a centre back right now because, stupidly, Michael Collins is on holiday. I said I'd give him a break for the next game, which was the last game against Notts County, and then I get the message saying he's on holiday for a month. I mean, he's not going to be back until the 18th of December, so another 16 days. So he's going to be back in mid-December. That's not quite what I was looking for. He is my captain, and he is also the team leader. He's just stepped up to being a team leader, and is now on holiday. Not ideal, but we have a lot of tired players. We've actually got a squad of 25 players now, but they're all so tired. There's not much I can really do about it at the moment. We need to get to January so we can actually get players in, because we now have to deal with an actual transfer window for the first time in this series. It also highlights the need that we need a fourth centre-back, like an actual proper centre-back. Because Cracknell, Horton and Liam Coyle can play centre-back, but they're not exactly first choice centre-backs that I would pick. They're makeshift. That's the only way I can describe it. They are makeshift centre-backs, and unfortunately Collins is going to be missing for that. So Godsmock, Ford and Younger are going to have to put in some major shifts. In fact, let me just slow that down. That might actually help out the recording a little bit if we just slow down the speed to just 1 ahead. Oh, great ball forward to Wilson. It is looking very, very slow all of a sudden. And Oyodeji hits the bar. He's 5'11". Surprised he managed to get to that ball. Little with the free kick, and it goes way over. You know what? It's too slow. Let's just bring it back up to 2 ahead of balanced speed and the highlights. Spazov with the corner, and that is over from Godsmart Ford, I think that is. We've got the chances early on, but we're just not putting them in the back of the net. The story of recent games, actually, because we've had so many chances, but just literally been only scoring once or twice, maybe in a game. Maybe 3 times if we get a good free kick taker. Spazov gets the ball ahead, but Oyodeji can't use his pace there. There is Little, and he has put it in the back of the net this time. His 3rd goal of the season. 1-0 Curzon Ashton. And Little is starting to settle into the squad very, very well now. He is sort of rotating with Adebayi, who's come into form recently, but he's not playing today because he's tired. We're going to get a lot of that this season. But he's showing he can stick the ball in the back of the net. Very, very happy for him. The Mazzala role does still work to an extent, but I can't really change it too much because both Adebayi and Little are both expecting to play as Mazzalas as per their contracts. That is my fault. I did leave those in the contract negotiations because I wanted to sign Little and I wanted Adebayi to re-sign with us, and he wasn't having it. Neither of them were having it if we didn't include that. Iqbal, who unfortunately loses the ball, been questioning his performances this season. He hasn't cut it as an attacking midfielder. He actually does better as a winger. It probably makes sense. And oh, that was a terrible ball. Was that Iqbal? Iqbal somehow won the ball back there. Spazov. I just wish he would shoot. No, it was Wilson who won it, and he hits the post. Oh, Adam Wilson. He's been performing much, much better lately as a winger. Surprise, surprise. But again, where is Iqbal in all this? He's playing as a second striker. In fact, should he be a second striker? Maybe he should be a attacking midfielder. Maybe we should try and play him as that. We'll try and play him as a attacking midfielder. Oh, and just over from Godsmart forward. We'll try Iqbal as an attacking midfielder and see if that works. Because the Mazzala, who is Amani Little, is just going to bomb way ahead of him. And we are 1-0 up against Bradford City. I wonder if their directors are in the crowd today. Let's have a look. That's what we want. Delight with your performance. Keep it up. Let's keep them motivated. I wonder if the directors of Bradford City are in the stands today, just having a nice little look at how I'm doing. I mean, I don't know why I'm bothered. I turned down the interview and Adam Wilson makes it 2-0. Lovely goal. He's very good with his head. I think he's only like 6 foot, but he certainly wins a lot of headers. A lot of his goals, well, all 5 or 6 of them this season, have all been, I think, headers, maybe bar 1 or 2. But I wonder if the Bradford directors are having a look now and seeing we could have had him. If you were League One, I might have considered it because it'd be a step up. Especially if you were around that sort of mid-table area, I would probably have considered the interview anyway, at the very least. Certainly if someone like Barnsley comes in for me, who are interested in me apparently. If they come in for me, then yeah, I'll be interested. Adam Wilson is tired. Charles Hagan is going to come on the right-hand side. Iqbal is just... Well, actually, no, he's having a good game apparently. I'm just not seeing enough of that. Godsmock Ford is tired, so we're going to bring Younger on for Godsmock Ford. That's the only changes we're going to make for the moment. We always save one for the 80th minute or a little bit later, just to cover any issues that we may have. In fact, we are on the 83rd minute, so we're going to make that final substitution now. Luke Daly's looking a bit complacent. Liam Coyle's having a good game. In fact, you know what? I don't know. Do we have another centre back? Well, actually we do. Horton can play centre-back, can't he? So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Horton's going to go centre-back. Cracknell can go on the left. Luke Day, but then we can swap him out for Luke Daly. Like I said, Horton is also a centre-back as well as left-back, and he's 6'1", which means he can actually be a useful option just to play as an emergency centre-back. But again, highlights the need. We need a fourth centre-back, like an actual proper centre-back. Because that Michael Collins incident was a complete accident. He wasn't meant to go on holiday. But we have done well there. 2-0 win. And overall, very, very happy with that performance. Nice win. We take that into the next game, which is ironically against Bradford. But we're not going to view that game because it is the Pizza Trophy. No one cares about that. If we get to the final, I'll show it. But otherwise, it's the return of the FA Cup in the next game. Right, I don't know if this is an actual bug in the game or something, but Zidane Iqbal needed a rest from one game. And I said I'd rest him for that game against Bradford, which is in the Papa John's Trophy, which we won 3-2, thankfully. So we're into the third round of the Northern section. Again, still not going to show it unless we make the final. But then it comes up in my inbox saying he's now going to return on the 25th of December. So he's got a 3-week break, and I didn't actually give him that. So where is he? Yeah, here we go. So holiday, he's on holiday for another 16 days, and I was only supposed to rest him for one game. I don't know if this is a bug in the game, but it's happened with Collins, it's now happened with Iqbal. I think the message here is don't give players rests. If you're going to rest them, do it manually through training, or by right-clicking on them, or just go into them, into their profile and go to rest and do like 2-3 days, whatever. But don't promise to give them the next game off at the moment, because unless ESSA are going to patch it, it's basically bugged in-game. Which is a shame, because we've now lost Iqbal for the next 3 weeks, so although he'll be nice and rested when he eventually returns, along with Collins, who's got another 9 days out. Fantastic. So, this is going to be the 11 that we will be sending out. In fact, is there actually any changes? Or should we just go through the 11 again? I thought we'd just go through the 11 again. Vucevic is still in goal. Daly, Godsmart Ford, Younger and Lati Fairweather at the back. Little and Doug Moore in midfield. Butler Oyedeji is actually starting this game with Stevenson in attacking midfield. And Wilson on the right hand side. Spazov is going to come in up front instead of Amoteng, because Spazov scored 2 goals against Bradford in that last game. That was off camera. He's scoring goals, he's just not having the actual game time in order to be able to score more goals. Moteng was preferred, but his goals have just dried up. So we're going to give Spazov a chance in this game against Crawley Town in the FA Cup. I should probably mention that we are back in the FA Cup. It's a competition that's done us much good in the last couple of seasons. It's also helped our finances massively, which we are trying to sort of stabilise at the moment. We are just trying to keep ourselves in a nice bit of profits, look after the wage budget, and just bring in the players that make sense for us, if that makes sense. In other words, try not to go into debt. That's why we like to have ourselves a good cup run to try and get that money in. We actually got 20 grand for winning that game against Bradford in the cup, so it's a nice little bit of money to bring in as Crawley bring themselves forward and thankfully shoot well wide. I'm not too sure what division Crawley are in. Are they in League 2 or League 1? I mean, I know they're still Football League, but I'm just going to assume they're League 2. So they should be around sort of our level, give or take. I think we faced them this season already. I honestly can't remember what the result was. Spazov is forward here. He keeps doing that. He keeps turning around, trying to bring others into the game. I need to see if that's one of his player traits. I'd like him to just go forward and probably just score some more goals. That probably doesn't help why he hasn't scored more goals as it stands. And there is Stevenson. Great cross by Oyedeji. Stevenson banging in the goals once more. And it is 1-0 Curzon Ashton. I wonder if that means Stevenson will grab more than one today. He scored across, I think, 2 different games this whole season. One of them you saw against Stevenage back in August. And he scored a couple in a game the previous month. Other than that, he has not really done anything. Even assists from Stevenson are very, very rare. So he's kind of padded his stats a little bit this season so far. We'll see if that's going to be the case again today, or if he's actually just going to be a 1-goal a game man at some point. I mean, I don't mind him scoring more than 1 goal a game. It helps, but it's just a bit frustrating that he doesn't actually do more to help the team. Certainly from what I see in highlights. Speaking of doing more, our defence could have done way more there. They were just so easily carved apart there. What was going on? Who's this? I mean, Godsmart Ford and... Is that Daly? Is that Luke Daly? I can't even click on him! I'm going to assume that's Luke Daly. They just got carved apart there. Yeah, that sort of Crawley are around our level, aren't they? Oh gosh, everybody just missed that. I was scared for a moment. As Wilson gets the ball forward here. Where's Spazov? He should be making his run. Wilson double takes and just passes the ball back. It is a feature of our play. It is very possession based. Do you know what? I would rather they do that than just lump the ball forward, because they do lose it more often than not. And there is the second goal from Stevenson. There we go. He pads his goal scoring record again. He doesn't score one in a game. When he does score, it's more than one. It's 2, 3 goals a game. He's now on a hat-trick after 25 minutes. He's a good player, but he's just not that consistent. When he plays well, he plays fantastically, but again, not consistent at all. If this was the National League, I honestly believe he'd be about 20 goals the whole season so far, as Wilson just loses the ball there. We go again from the back. Godsmart forward, playing it forward. Little. Daly. Plays it into Stevenson. If he gets a hat-trick here, pulls it back. Oyedeji. Wilson. Oh, he should have scored. Oh. It wasn't even a save. It was just off target. It just seemed like the goal was begging to have the ball in the back of it. And Wilson has scored several goals like that this season. As here come Crawley again. This is a back and forth. Off the bar, but it is offside, so it doesn't really count. But it's just back and forth between both these teams at the moment. You know, they're both looking for that third round big draw opportunity. Remember, last time we got to the third round, we played Manchester City. And that is the game that really gave us all that sweet, sweet cash. I mean, playing it away at the Etihad. Passing's been good. Keep it up. Let's keep them motivated. We are, of course, looking for that third round day. Yet again, we're looking for that payday, because that will help us bring in hopefully some better players, not just in January, but hopefully in the summer coming up, assuming that I'm still at Curzon Ashton and Oyedeji has a chance. And speaking of staying around at Curzon Ashton, obviously we've seen off Bradford City twice in a week, and we are still wanted by certain other clubs in League One and the Championship. But I have noticed, as Stevenson is offside there, I have noticed actually in my contract, which I signed earlier in the year, if I haven't mentioned that before, yeah, I got a new contract, and part of that contract is the board requiring an £80,000 compensation for if a club does decide to take me off Curzon's hands, which is probably going to scare off a lot of clubs, especially those at sort of Championship League One level, because they'll just want to go for a manager who is actually available for cheap. And when I say cheap, for free. Right, Adebayo is going to come on in midfield. There's a lot of tired players actually. Liam Coyle is going to come on at right back. Yeah. We've got a lot of tired players. How are their players looking as well? I mean, tired as well, but they've made their substitutions. I'm going to guess they've made all 3 of their substitutions, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's have a look. Cracknell or Horton? I think we're going to go Horton. Younger has played like a game and a half of football, so you know what? He's going to come on for Younger for these final 10 minutes or so. As I'm not sure, is this supposed to be a highlight, or is this because I was making a substitution? I'm not sure at all. Coyle does win the ball. He is on the pitch at least. Dugmore. Like I said, a lot of squad rotation with these players. We have a squad of 25, but my goodness, the amount of games. I've actually looked it up on the schedule. 17 games in November and December. Seriously, it's just too much. As Crawley are through here, and good save by Vucevic, who is playing cup games at the moment because he is upset about not playing that many games recently, because I accidentally put Eastham in goal, and I only realised when the game actually kicks off, and I keep forgetting to swap them over in between the games, so it doesn't help. Vucevic is now very unhappy as Oyedeji heads wide, so he'll get his game time. Eastham's played like 10 games or so far this season. He'll be delighted with the game time he's having. as we are beginning our game management, normal game management. You know the drill by now. And let's just see this through. Let's get into the third round of the FA Cup. Thank you very much. A good night, Crawley Town. And I think we've got our next episode, the third round of the FA Cup. When is the draw actually going to be? That's the question we all want to know. I think it's going to be on like the Monday or something. So, next episode will be the FA Cup third round. I'm going to guess it will probably be the 6th, around the 6th of January. So we'll come back for Forest Green. Most likely the cup game will be in here. It's about time to pad the bank account yet again. Well, seeing as how the FA Cup draw hasn't actually come up yet, that's going to be a nice little surprise for the next episode. So if you have enjoyed this episode, if you're looking forward to the third round of the FA Cup, assuming that we're still at Curzon Ashton, make sure to hit the like button down below and hit the subscribe button, smash the subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode coming up. And thank you all for watching. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. And please make sure to look after yourselves out there.